Hello everybody, welcome back to Easy Learn, and today we're going to be doing Pythagoras Theorem, and we'll be dealing with some practice problem, and this is probably going to be the last practice problem of the Pythagoras Theorem series, and we're going to be continuing with sine, cos, and tan in the next video. If you haven't watched the Pythagoras Theorem explanation video yet, pause right here, check out the link in the description below, go understand the concept, and then come back to solve. Today's question is, a square has the same perimeter as the trapezium ABCD. Work out the area of the square. This is rather a complicated question because it has bunch of little questions inside it. For example, the first part says a square has the same perimeter as the trapezium. And the second part of the question is work out the area. Okay, so to begin with, we need to understand perimeter first. So what is a perimeter of a square? The perimeter of a square is 4s. 4s means that if I have a square, all sides of a square is same, and generally perimeter means that you need to add all the outer sides. So if this is 2, this is also 2, this is going to be 2 as well, and this one's also 2, which means 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that's an 8. Or if I write 4 times the side, that's 4 times the 2, is also 8, right? That's the reason we have this formula for S when we're doing perimeter of a square. Now, what is the perimeter of a trapezium? So perimeter of a trapezium is sum of all sides. Now, what does sum mean? Now, if I have a trapezium, and let's say if this length is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D, sum means you need to add everything up. So I'm going to be doing A plus B plus C plus D, and that's going to give me my answer for the perimeter of my trapezium. So this was basic information that we needed to know in order to start this question. Now, if I look carefully here, this is a trapezium A, B, C, D. Now, first thing is that we need to find the perimeter of this trapezium. Why? Because we further need to find the perimeter of the square. And why? Because we need to find the area of the square. So ultimately, each question that we solve is interrelated to each other. Now, let me just get rid of all of that and we're going to restart. Okay, now considering this trapezium right here, you can see that AB is equal to 10 centimeters, AD is 4 centimeters, DC is 7 centimeters, and CB is missing. Or I could just say this is X. Now, I cannot find the perimeter of this trapezium until and unless I have this length CB. So, which means I need to find my CB. And for that, what's the best thing I need to do? The best thing is using the Pythagoras Theorem formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. But the important point is that you cannot use the Pythagoras theorem until and unless you have a right angle triangle. This is something I have mentioned earlier in my videos, that you need a right angle triangle in order to use the Pythagoras theorem. So coming back to my trapezium, I can just simply divide this and form a right angle triangle. So now I have a 90-degree here and I'm all set. So I can grab this outside and I have a C on the top. Let me rename this as, let's say, M. So I can have a C, M, and this one is B. Now I know that CB is X centimeters, so let me just write X there. And now I need to figure out what's my CM and what's my MB. Now you need to notice that if DA here is 4 centimeters, after breaking down this triangle, this becomes a complete rectangle. If you notice that it's a rectangle, so a rectangle has two sides equal. So if this is 4, this is also going to be 4. So that means that my CM is 4 centimeters. And now my MB. Now you need to realize that this AB, the whole thing right here is 10 centimeters, and the one on the top, DC, is 7 centimeters. Again, since this is a rectangle, if this is 7 centimeters, then this part is also 7 centimeters, and if the whole thing is 10 centimeters, So the part of it is going to be 10 minus the 7. That gives me a 3. That means that if AM is 7 centimeters, MB is going to be 3 centimeters. So I'm just going to write MB equals 3 centimeters. And this is the MB. So I'm just going to write 3 here. Now, moving on, now I can figure out that what's my C, what's my A, and what's my B. Now, again, you must remember that A and B are the horizontal and the vertical sides. So I could take my A is equal to 3. I could take my B equals 4. And I could say that my C is equal to X. Now let me just put this information in my Pythagoras Theorem formula. So I'm going to be writing x squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared, and x squared equals 3 squared means 3 times 3, that's a 9, plus 4 times 4, that's a 16, and x squared is equal to 16 plus 9, that's a 25, and x equals square root of 25, and x is perhaps 5 centimeters. Now, let me just get rid of all of that, come to a clear page, and let's see. So, just a little recalling that C, M, B, and this was 3, this was 4, and we found out this is 5. The X was 5, which means the CB was 5 centimeters. Now, if I want to find the perimeter of the trapezium, as I told you, you need to add up all the lengths. So adding up 7, 5, 10, and 4, I'm just going to write it down here. So 7 plus 4 plus 10 plus 5 gives me 26. So my perimeter for the trapezium is 26 centimeters. Now comes the first part again. Square has the same perimeter as trapezium, which means that square is equal to the trapezium. The perimeters of both of them are equal, which means that if my perimeter for the trapezium is 26, so the square is also 26. But the point is that we need to find the side of this square, because technically we don't have the side, and later on we need to find the area. Coming back to the equations, what is perimeter of a square? It is 4s, as I already told you. And what is area of a square? It's s square. Or you could say it is side times the side. Now, why do I need the perimeter of this trapezium? Because I need to put in here and find my S. And why do I need to find my S? Because I need to find my area. Unless and until I have my S, I cannot put in here and I cannot be finding the area. That's why I need my S. So for that, I can just write down 26, because it's my perimeter, is equal to 4S. And now this 4 is in multiplication with the x. I take it to the other side, so it becomes divided by 4. So 26 over 4 is equal to s. Check it on your calculator. You'll get something like s equals 6.5. Perfect. Now I've got my side. Let's say if this was my square, I got one side as 6.5, which means that all my other sides are also 6.5. So let me just get a clear bit again. And now I know that the side of my square is equal to 6.5 centimeters. So I'm going to be finding the area of my square, that is 6.5 square. Considering the formula, that's s square, or side times the side, and 6.5 square, you can check that on your calculator. You are going to get something like, let me see, you get 42.25. 42.25. The last part of the question says, give your answer to two decimal places, and we automatically have our answer in two decimal places. Make sure that you don't forget to write the unit. The unit of area is always centimeter square. So my final answer for area of my square is 42.25. Let's just have a quick recap. First part was that I needed the same perimeter for the square and trapezium. For that, I need the trapezium perimeter, and for that, I needed this missing side that was x. I divided into a right angled triangle. I solved using the Pythagoras theorem, that is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. I took this length as 4. I took this length as 10 minus the 7, which got me 3. And then I got my x as 5 centimeters. And then when I put all of that together in the perimeter formula of a trapezium, so 5 plus 10 plus 7 plus 4 gave me a 26. Then I took the perimeter of a square, that's 4s. 4s equals 26. So one of the sides of the square, I got a 6.5. And then all of that went back to finding out the area of the square, and 6.5 square gave me a 42.25. Hope you enjoyed the video and hope you understood the question. And if you have more questions, more queries, you can just write down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Easy Learn, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day. Take care until next time.